I often get asked if there are any American products I will miss when I move to Portugal, and if there's anything that we do better here. The answer to both questions is yes. My name is Howie. This is Positively Portugal. Let's get into it. So, of the products that I'm going to talk about today, the one that means the most to me is this. This right here is Old Spice deodorant, not antiperspirant. I've been an Old Spice user for more than 30 years. So when I found it in Portugal the last time I was there in June, I was really excited. I thought, hey, this is convenience, great. I'm not going to have to find anything new. It'll be a seamless transition for my armpits. Well, I quickly learned that Portuguese Old Spice is not as strong as American Old Spice. Fortunately, I did not stink to high hell at any point, but, at around 5 o'clock or 1700, it was time to go back to the hotel and add another layer of freshness before I went back out for the night. So, Portuguese men who are listening to this, I need to know, what deodorant do you use? Not antiperspirant. I don't like having white powder all over me. But what deodorant do you use? What would you recommend when I move there? Because right now the plan is whenever I return to the United States to visit my family, I'm going to buy about 6 months worth of Old Spice deodorant to take back with me to Portugal. So I do want to know, what do you guys use? Also, what soap do you use? Here in the United States, I'm not as particular about soap, whether it's Zest or Coast or Dial or Irish Spring. Honestly, it doesn't make much of a difference to me. I found one in Spain that I love. It's called Magno. It's an odd-looking bar of soap. It's like dark gray, like charcoal gray, almost to the point where it's black. And because it's a bar of soap with the shape, you kind of think, well, it kind of looks like something else, if you know what I mean. But I love the smell of it, and it's really effective. And I only use bar soap. So I also want to know, what bar soap do you use in Portugal? I don't use body wash, only bar soap. So let's move on. Household cleaners. This right here is called Mistolin. I love Mistolin. You pour this into a spray bottle. It's an all-purpose cleaner. It smells great. It's extremely effective. It works a lot better than a lot of these cleaners that are 2-3 times the price or even more. This is not something you think to look for when you're on vacation in Portugal or doing a scouting trip that you're going to move there. It's honestly one of the last things on your mind. But I would love to be able to get Mistolin in Portugal. I'll also need recommendations on all-purpose cleaners then. So other things we're going to talk about here, we're going to talk about beer. Now, I love Super Bock. I am Team Super Bock. I think it's better than Sagres when you're talking just the regular Super Bock or the regular Sagres. I will say I really do enjoy the Sagres Preta, but if you're just talking about the standard Super Bock versus standard Sagres, I am Team Super Bock all the way. So much to the point So, yeah. Now, the funny thing about Super Bock is you can find it in the United States, but you don't want to drink it because it's not the same. Just like the deodorant, with Super Bock in the United States, it really doesn't taste anything like the Portuguese Super Bock, and that's not a good thing because I like Portuguese Super Bock. I don't know what's happening, how it's made, the whole importing process. Something's not translating, but Super Bock in the United States, you really don't want any part of it. One of my favorite beers in the United States is Samuel Adams. They became an alternative to Budweiser, Miller, Coors, just better beers. They also make seasonal beers, which I'm a big fan of. But as time went on, every single year, you would notice that the quality of Samuel Adams went down. It's not the same beer company that it was 10, 15 years ago. This used to be my favorite beer in the world, the Samuel Adams Super Bock. And every year, it just got a little bit worse and worse. Now, I think the best seasonal beer they make is the Cold Snap. It's a white ale, kind of what Shock Top or Blue Moon would be. It's a Belgian white ale. So I don't really know what what the brand is that you would compare it to in Belgium or Europe. I guess I've heard Hogarden, but I really don't like Hogarden. That being said, I didn't drink Hogarden in Belgium. I drank it here, so maybe it's just like Super Bock where something's just not translating. So I don't think I'm going to have much success in trying to find Samuel Adams in Portugal. I've only found it once nearby, near Portugal, and that was in Madrid. But that wasn't even in a bar, and wasn't in a store either where I get like a 6-pack, a 12-pack, a case of 24. It was just kind of in a specialty shop in one of the mercados there. Individual bottles. I guess it was one of those things where you build a 6-pack or so, and I just didn't spend that much time in the store. I don't think I'm going to miss Samuel Adams too much anymore just because it's not as good as it used to be, but it is one of those things where if I found it in Portugal, I would buy it, and yeah, I think I'd get a kick out of that. I'd be pretty happy. And the last thing we're going to talk about today is one of my favorite snacks. This right here, Cajun Peanuts by Hampton Farms. It's spicy. That's kind of why I like it. I like spice. I now put piri piri on pretty much everything. But Hampton Farms is a small company. I certainly do not expect to be able to find that in a Pingo Doce or Continente. So this is what I'm going to be leaving behind. And I gotta say, other than the deodorant, it doesn't mean a whole lot to me. So I'm looking forward to everything. Discovering new products, whether they be household cleaners or beer or snacks in Portugal. I'm looking forward to it all, and yeah, I'm pretty sure I can leave 4 of these 5 things behind. So that's really just what I wanted to get off my chest today. We've got some more interesting videos coming up in the near future. I'm going to be talking about the Portuguese language for one. And, the last video that I put out on Portuguese football did pretty well, and it seems that that's what you guys want. So I need to do some more research to find out more about Portuguese football, and we're going to make more of those videos, especially once I get to Portugal. So, until next time, everyone, thank you for listening, and I'll see you later.